Hello, wonderful listeners. You're tuned into another episode of Empowerment in Illness, where we explore how to turn adversity into strength. I'm your host, Gwen, and today we're diving into a topic that's close to many of our hearts, the healing circle, how community transformed the journey of illness. Whether you're battling an illness or know someone who is, understanding the power of community can be a game changer. Let's get started. When we talk about community, what comes to mind? Is it a group of close-knit friends, an online forum, or maybe a local support group, or a nonprofit organization? The beauty of a community is that it can be all these things and more. For anyone dealing with illness, finding your tribe can sometimes feel intimidating. So how do you begin? Start online. Look for forums and social media groups dedicated to your condition. Begin by identifying what you hope to gain from the community. Are you looking for emotional support, practical tips, or just to share space with others who understand? Utilize search engines to find online platforms in local hospitals or wellness centers for any group that may host. Before joining, read what others say about the community to ensure it aligns with your values and needs. Don't hesitate to shop around. Join several groups and attend a few meetings to see what feels more supportive and welcoming. There's something incredibly reassuring about talking to someone who truly understands your battle without you having to explain too much. I've mentioned my story on several of the past episodes. One of my favorite people is Nikki Ann. She plays a major role in my online community. When I talk to her, there are words I don't have to say. When she speaks, she says exactly what I'm thinking or feeling. If I'm having a bad day, I can call her, and she will make me forget the things I was upset about. It's amazing to find people like Nikki. The first community I joined was a support group. It was very informative and helped me understand what lupus was. I wanted to speak with someone who had lupus for a long time, but back then the number was few and far between. Most people struggle with lupus, and the support groups became too much for me to handle. I didn't like to see others fighting and losing their battles. Today, there are still people discussing lupus on Twitter, or X now that the name has changed, but I don't use Twitter that much today. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I joined a support group, and some of the ladies in the group did not welcome me. I told them about my diagnosis and surgeries, but I was shunned. Most of the ladies wore a sleeve on an arm. I didn't need a sleeve. I didn't do chemo or radiation, and one lady said, "I don't belong here." I had breast cancer, and I had a mastectomy. How did I not belong? It was traumatizing to be bullied in a support group. I quit the group and never found another one. When I meet someone, I never tell them, whatever you got going on is different than my situation. So your illness, pain, suffering doesn't matter to me. I never expect to be treated poorly in a support group. I found the lupus forum on Twitter. That's where I met Nikki. I never looked for a breast cancer forum online. I didn't want the rejection from other breast cancer survivors. This is probably why I resonate and talk about lupus so much. I rarely talk about breast cancer and the things that I went through and am still dealing with. Today, there are several lupus forums that I visit on a regular basis. They provide great stories, updated medical news, and I get to meet new warriors. My goal has been to meet people and bring some comfort. I ask questions like, name something positive that has come out of your journey with lupus. How has lupus changed your life? What skills have you developed because of lupus? I may get a response, but for the most part, people talk about their pain and wallow in depression. I wish I had the magic words to say to make their pain go away. Helping someone helps me with my pain and my depression. My biggest community is my family. I cannot describe the level of support I receive from my family. My mom is the best mom in the world. When I was finally diagnosed with lupus, my mom was the anchor in my journey. She took care of me. She gave me so much support that I feel like I literally owe her my life. I could not have made it through some of the challenges I've been through without her. My sisters are major players as well. With each hospital stay, the family takes shifts to stay with me. One of my sisters helped me in my recovery when I had my hips replaced. She worked with me every day until I was up walking again. I had my knee replaced and my older sister and I were snowed in at the hospital. We had a big storm and the roads were icy. They told everyone to stay off the roads and she stayed with me until I was discharged. When I was diagnosed with COVID, pneumonia, and bronchitis last December, my older brother came to the hospital and he told me he was not afraid of COVID and he stayed with me. My daughter tells everyone she saved my life, and she did. My lupus was not controlled at the time I got pregnant. In fact, I was told it would probably kill me because of my kidneys were damaged, my liver was damaged from all the medication I was taking. I felt I wanted to have a child for legacy purposes. No one would know I was on Earth because I didn't have a legacy or made an impact on Earth. I know that may sound weird, but I didn't want to die without someone knowing I was here. Her father and I were dating, and I asked him to have a child with me. He agreed and I got pregnant. I was told that lupus would attack the baby in me. I had to change my daily medication because some of it was harmful to the baby. My doctors and family were upset. They thought I was being reckless with my life and the baby's life. But being pregnant changed everything. My lupus went into remission, and I never had any issues while I was pregnant with her. So yes, she saved my life. She is a huge supporter. As she grew up, I would lie in bed. She would come in the room and do her homework in bed with me. She'd watch her shows and sometimes she'd eat in the room because I saw it as a bonding moment. She would help me in any way possible. She's the reason I breathe. The other rock of Gibraltar in my life is my husband. I have not met a man who is as supportive as he is. When we met, I had lupus. In fact, I told him the first night we met. He asked if it was contagious. I said no, and he's never been bothered with lupus. Yes, this illness is challenging because of the surgeries and the hospital stays, but he has been a huge supporter and has been with me through every step of it. I could not have asked for a better husband. A few of my sisters, my daughter, and nieces all have matching tattoos. It is the purple lupus butterfly wings with the pink breast cancer ribbon in the middle. I am truly blessed to have the support system that I have. Yes, they got tattoos because of me. Now let's talk about why community matters. Emotionally, just knowing you're not alone can be a huge relief. It feels good to talk to people who get what you're going through, doesn't it? That sense of belonging can really ease the loneliness. There's an undeniable comfort in shared experiences and knowing that others truly understand the highs and the lows you're experiencing. There's always someone who found a smart way to deal with symptoms or navigating the healthcare maze. Sharing those insights can be a game changer. Practically speaking, these groups can also be treasure troves of information. Seeing how others handle similar challenges can teach us new ways to cope with our own issues. It's like a live, ongoing workshop. Hearing success stories or seeing someone in a similar boat thrive can give you a real boost of hope and motivation. Talking openly in a supportive group can help chip away at the stigma that sometimes comes with illness. It's all about fostering understanding. Feeling supported and connected can seriously lift your spirits and help keep anxiety and depression at bay. You never know who you'll meet, a friend, a potential employer, or even an expert who can provide great advice or opportunities. When facing big issues like lobbying for change, having a community behind you can make all the difference. There's strength in standing together. Communities can push for better healthcare policies or more research into specific conditions, making a bigger impact than one alone. You need a ride to the doctor or someone to watch the kids during the treatment? Community members often step up to help each other out with the practical stuff, from tips on managing symptoms to recommendations for specialists. The collective knowledge is invaluable, but perhaps the most significant impact is the feeling of empowerment that comes from being a part of a supportive network. Engaging with the community isn't just about taking, it's about giving back. Think and identify your needs first. Are you looking for advice, emotional support, or are you looking for someone who may have similar experiences as you? Knowing this can help guide where and how you engage. When you're ready, share your own story can help others feel less alone. And remember, set boundaries is key. You don't need a big group to start feeling the benefits. Even a few people meeting for coffee or chatting online can make a difference. If you feel up to it, join a local support group. Volunteer if you can. It's okay to step back when you need to and participate when you're able. For those who feel up to it, taking on a more active role like organizing online meetups and sharing useful resources can help strengthen the community. Having this podcast has helped me open up about my experiences. I'm a very private person. If you check my online profiles, you won't see a lot of activities because I like to keep things private. Letting others know my struggles feel as though I'm helping others navigate through their journey. One day, I received a message from a high school girl who was just diagnosed with lupus. Her friends didn't understand why she couldn't go out and like she used to, and that she lost friends. She was sad and depressed because lupus hit her at a time where she was young and she should be enjoying high school. I remember telling her that this journey is long and painful. It is very painful at the beginning, but once they find the right cocktail, then you'll be fine. Over the years, I followed her on social media, watching her struggle and praying for her. She had a major battle where she had to have a kidney transplant, and I remember the day when she was airlifted to the hospital. She received a kidney and she got better. I watched her journey and play out over the years. Recently, she got married. When she announced her engagement, I sent her a message and asked if she remembered me. She said she did. I told her that I had been watching her live her life, and I was so happy and proud that she was getting married. I felt like a proud big sister. I'm so happy there is a happy ending in her journey. This is what I'm looking for. I want to see, hear, feel joy in spite of dealing with the chronic illness. I am thankful for my sister Jeanette to share her story. She gave a different insight on lupus because her lupus is completely different than mine. She struggles with epilepsy and seizures. Jeanette is a fighter. She tries to hide her depression. I can see it and often help her deal with it by making her laugh. I do the same with Nikki. Now Nikki's a fighter as well. These two are my rock in this chronic illness world. I'm happy to have met Tara and Edwana on this podcast journey. Listening to those ladies and hearing their stories helped me. It tells me that this podcast is important. If one listener learns something or it changes their feelings in a positive way, this podcast is successful, and I will continue to do it. Dealing with a chronic illness can often feel like you're navigating a dark, unfamiliar path. But imagine finding a group of fellow travelers, each with their own light, coming together to brighten the way forward. That's the power of community. It's about turning toward each other when times get tough and finding not just support, but shared strength. In our moments of need, the right words can feel like a warm embrace. So here are some of those thoughts to carry with you, to remind you of the resilience that lie within the power of your collective spirit. You are not your illness. Remember, you are so much more than the challenges you face. Your illness does not define your identity, your dreams, or your worth. There is incredible strength in community. Together, we can face challenges more formidable than we ever could alone. Each story shared is a string that binds us, making the fabric of our community stronger. Every step counts. No contribution is too small. Every question you ask, every story you share, every moment of support you give or receive adds up. These are the steps that forge our path to greater understanding and support. Just as fear can spread, so can hope. Hope is contagious. By holding on to hope and sharing it, we uplift ourselves and those around us. Never underestimate your power to inspire others. There's wisdom in experience. Every challenge faced and obstacle overcome is a lesson learned, not just for you, but for the whole community. Sharing these lessons can turn personal victories into communal resources. Often there is healing through helping. The act of helping another is a healing force itself. In giving, we receive, perhaps not a cure, but a kind of solace that medicine cannot touch. Ever felt a little better just by talking things out? That's because sharing not only helps you unload, but also help others understand they're not alone in their struggles. Our stories weave us together in this incredible safety net. Resilience is built, not born. Each day, you manage your illness, you build resilience. You are constantly learning, adapting, and growing stronger. Everyone should have a listening ear. Sometimes the most powerful support you can offer is simply to listen. In our community, every voice is heard, every story honored. When one of us finds a new doctor, treatment, or just a way to ease the day, it ripples through all of us. We share, we learn, and we all get a bit stronger together. We need to celebrate every victory. No victory is too small to celebrate. Every doctor visit's navigated, even tough days overcome. Every small joy, these are all triumphs worth acknowledging. Every kind word, every check-in, every shared tip, it adds up to a mountain of support that can really change lives. And laughter is still the best medicine. Yes, laughter. Even here, there's room for laughter. It's okay to find humor in the craziness we face. Laughing together, that's just another way to heal. Remember, you hold the key. You have the power to unlock so many doors for yourself and others. Every time you reach out, share, and connect, you're opening up possibilities for support and understanding. You have a whole community here, cheering for you, ready to lift you up. Whenever you feel lost, reach out. We are here. As we wrap up today's episode, I hope you're feeling inspired to seek out or strengthen your own support network. No one should have to face illness alone, and finding your community can be a truly empowering step in your journey. The journey might be long and fraught with challenges, but in community, there is immense hope and boundless strength. Draw on this collective power. Lean on it in times of need and contribute to it when you can. Together, not only can you survive, we can thrive. Before we end the show, I'd like to remind everyone of our segment I call Healing Heartbeats. For 3 minutes, give yourself time to cry, scream, talk, yell, or sit in silence. Do whatever you need to do to feel the pain and sorrow associated with dealing with a chronic illness or just being sick. No one knows how hard it is to find positivity when you're in pain. You can be in emotional pain or physical pain. To your body, it is the same. You cannot allow yourself to live in that state. You have to give it 3 minutes and stop. You can set aside 3 minutes tomorrow. This is a rinse and repeat behavior to help cope with the pain. You have control over your illness. You are the master of your universe. Take the reins and make moves toward living a better life. Thank you for joining me today. You are never alone in this. We are all part of something much bigger, connected by our shared experiences and united in our hope for better days. Take care, stay connected, and keep sharing your light. If you have thoughts, stories, or feedback, don't hesitate to reach out. Tune in next time for more empowering discussions. Remember, you have the strength, support, and the heart to continue your journey. Be safe.